How's it going, guys? Level 1 is back again. Let's start this off with a little bit of an apology. I was supposed to put up some videos, this entire week, and I didn't, like at all. I think I put up my first video, 4 days ago, and I said that I was gonna have another one the day after. The problem that happened there is that I had work at, 6 a.m., and I think I went till about 2, and then I had to go to an acting class, which was from like 3 to 5, I believe. And so I came home and I went to sleep. And then just kind of going to work every day and just all that kind of took up a lot of time. And I kind of just would get home and I would be too tired to do anything. And I would come and I would sit down on my computer. And I was able to record a little bit of gameplay, but never really got into the mood of sitting and editing for an hour or 2 hours or however long, and then after editing, taking the time to then talk and speak and commentate. That was a big thing. Was that my commentaries, they just never happened. So I feel kind of bad. I'm sorry. Another big thing is I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. It's kind of important if you're going to be doing a commentary and you're not doing live commentary. You have to have something to talk about. I can't just, ramble for a little bit and talk about the game. But I was thinking about it and decided that I would break that little rule that I just made right there, and I would talk about the game. So let's have a little talk about Black Ops 3. It's nearing the end of its lifespan. We have the new Call of Duty coming out. Some people excited for it, some people hate it. I think it'll be okay. I went back and I played some Black Ops 2 during my little hiatus, and I realized that Black Ops 2 is really good for a couple reasons, and one of the main reasons is because it's a boots on the ground game, and that might sound like somebody who's just complaining and trying to be nostalgic, but it's for real. When you look back and when you go back to all those old boots on the ground games, it was easier to aim and it was easier to track your shots. That was one of the big things, is how much easier it was to track your shots. Because people couldn't jump all around the map and just kind of fly away, basically. So everybody kind of had better aim. On top of that, everything seemed to just play out a little bit more seriously. Like here, I spend time, and you can see I'm wall running here when I don't need to be, and I jump when I don't need to jump, and I just jump over things just because I can. And it was never, I don't take cover in this game, like, ever. Like right there, I jumped up that thing. I didn't know my teammate was up there, by the way. I just jumped up it so that I could maybe surprise the guy who would be sitting up there, because there's always a guy sitting up there. And, just, it's not as serious when you can just kind of fly around the map, And that's kind of a big thing. Call of Duty's never been super serious, but the less seriously that you take it, I feel like kind of the worse of a game it'll end up being. But, on top of that, one of the things that I've noticed is the guns of Call of Duty have kind of been lackluster lately. I mean, in Black Ops 2, you had a lot of really good guns. You have the M27 and the SCAR, which was like, if you wanted something that was high power, you grabbed the SCAR. It had a little bit of a slower fire rate. If you wanted something that was more medium, you grabbed the M27. You had the AN94, which just about everybody used. It had pretty medium power, but a pretty quick fire rate. It was definitely a submachine gun, SMG kind of game, because everybody went out there with, the MSMC or the MP7 or the, what was the one at the very end, the last one that you got? The Scorpion. This game, I think I'm starting to discover, is definitely more of a LMG game. I went out, and I don't know if I recorded it, but I just grabbed a Dingo. It was my first time ever using it. I don't use a lot of LMGs just because I have a very distinct, as you can probably tell, run and gun style. I like to move around a lot, and I like to do a lot of the jumps, and I like to just keep constant motion, which also makes for a little bit more entertaining, something to watch rather than just me sitting in a corner. I never really got into LMGs. They're too slow. However, I did notice that. Oh yeah, there was that weird thing with my controller. I just kind of like froze and shook out. Oh, it was the it was a Guardian. I didn't notice that the first time. Oh, that's cool. But sorry. It was too slow. So in this game, you can actually move kind of fast when you're using those bigger, heavier guns, and it probably has something to do with all the cybernetic upgrades or whatever this game's lore is. I never played the thing, so I never played the campaign, so. But you do get this kind of sense of better motion. It's kind of like you're using an assault rifle, and it's this bigger gun. And if you're running around with that, you get quite a few kills. I think I went like 25 and 6 or something like that, it's really weird if that's your first time ever using a gun, and you get like, you know, just a ton of kills with it, and it's able to keep you alive. And I went out with that and Reaper, and it was actually a really good combination. So if you're looking for something, grab an LMG and Reaper so that you can have the little minigun arm thing. Specialists. We're gonna talk about those in a second. But this game, it's very different because everything can happen at such high speeds, and you really need to focus. And that's one thing that I don't do. That's one of the reasons that I play Call of Duty and not, you know, CSGO and not Battlefield, is because I kind of like to just, you know, mess around. I like to get on here. I like to have some music playing. I don't generally play with headphones or with game sound. I just kind of don't, because it's not that important to me. Because I know what's going on, which means that I don't really need to hear everything. I don't listen to see where people are coming from unless I really, you know, want to do good. And that's like if I'm playing against a friend, you know. If me and a friend are playing and it's like something kind of serious, like we bet money on it or whatever, then yeah, totally, I will 110% go ahead and put on a pair of headphones. But when I'm just, you know, messing around playing online, it's not really that big of a deal to me. And this game, you can't like look away for a second because so much will happen. Another problem with this game is that it lags a lot. This game has given me more 1 bars and 3 bars than any other game ever, and I mean that from any other game. Like, it doesn't matter what the game is, just anything. I've never had such a bad connection. Like, even right there, you saw that I was lagging and everything slowed down and I started losing frames. And that's a big thing. Normally when you lag, you start, you know, rubber banding. With Call of Duty, you always had a pretty solid 60 frames. Sometimes there was a drop off to 50 and you didn't really even notice it. But this game, the lag doesn't, it's very weird in the way that it lags. And I don't understand why they decided to put so much into it, you know, that takes away from it. Like, there are little things in this game that I don't notice and I don't really care about, and there's things that I wish that they had added in, you know? Like, I would have loved for them to have given us finally the ability to change our field of view. And you can't. You've always been able to do it on computer, but you can't do it on console. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves with every Call of Duty, is that I would like to pull my field of view back a little bit. Just a little bit. Even if I'm playing like Minecraft or something, I play at 100, because when you're just that close, everything seems very flat, and you can't really get a scale of everything. And interestingly enough, this Call of Duty does have a little bit better of a field of view than any of the other ones. It's not as flat. You do get to see some peripheral, but it's still not, you know, you can't do it for yourself. But again, on the weapons, they're all kind of lackluster. The Weevil is okay if you don't silence it, but the second that you silence it, it's kind of useless. There's a lot of guns on here that you need certain attachments for them to be worth using. Like a lot of the SMGs, if you don't have a long barrel, you should just not use, because it's not worth it. Like the Kuda without long barrel is, I think, 5 shots at a long range or a medium range. I don't remember the Drifter video on it, but That's ridiculous. You're not gonna get that many shots that far away without them putting in the 3 shots that it takes to put you down with any other gun, or with any assault rifle, LMG. The shotguns in this game, I gotta be honest, they're just bad. I remember running around with the Remington. It was so fun, wasn't it? Everybody used the Remington. Everybody thought it was great. In this game, the pump shotgun, first off, I can't even remember the name of it. It's like the K118. It's something weird. The name is really weird. And I should have just waited right there. But I threw that stupid shot charge and it just... But it's not that good. Even when I played on Nuketown, you didn't have the range that you should have. That's one of the big things. When the game first came out, everybody complained about shotguns being overpowered. So what they did was they decreased the range. And then everybody complained that they couldn't hit anybody, so they're like, okay, we'll just increase the power of the shotgun. Which is stupid. You should not have done that. You should have just put the range up more and kept the power at whatever it is. At close range, and I mean at very close range, it's a great gun. But like right here, if they were at the end of that truck right there, they wouldn't be able to kill me in 2 shots. Even if they were ADSing and they put them right on me. It just wouldn't happen. And that's part of the problem of this game, is that the weapons just aren't that good. And they keep coming out with more, and I mean the HG30, HG40, because it's the MP40. That's a great gun, because it's the same as an older gun. You have the FFAR, that's a great gun. And then they keep coming out with all this stupid stuff, like the Skull Splitter and the boxing glove. I don't remember the rest. Right there, the KRM, that's what it is. I was trying to use it, couldn't hit him. But, you know, all the new weapons, I don't know how to describe it other than they kind of suck. It's just a bunch of guns that aren't all that good, and then you get a bunch of really, really, really annoying melee weapons that everybody runs around and uses. Everybody has the sword. I had no idea where that guy was, and I'm glad that I got him with grav spikes. If you're wondering why I'm using gravity spikes, it's just because I really wanted to... I really want the spades to go along with the mask that I have. And you need, I think, 20 grav spike kills. And I'm really bad with gravity spikes. I don't actually understand the blast radius and how they work and all that, so I kind of just use them every now and again, but I can't use them as often as I probably should. And I can't get used to them because I never use them. One of the things that I do like about Black Ops 3 is that it has really good graphics and it's really colorful. That's something that Treyarch has always been good at, is making colorful games. But all the DLC stuff, or not DLC, but the crate or supply drop or whatever they call it, all that stuff kind of is really annoying. And then of course you have all the different skins and stuff which make your character look stupid. You can dab in this game, which makes me hate life more than I should. God, that is so stupid. It's dumb in real life. Why would I want it in a game? That's like dabbing in GTA 5. At least there it would make sense because they're regular people. These are people who just got through murdering each other. I love the winner's circle idea. I think that that's so cool. You get recognized, actually recognized for doing well in a game. How great is that? But I don't really care too much about dabbing. It's not a big deal to me. On a whole, this game is the best of the new line of Call of Duties that we've gotten. You know, starting at Ghosts, ending with Black Ops 3. It's kind of the cool thing about Black Ops 2 is that we've had to play it for so long, that we all still love it and that we all want to go back to it, and everybody wants to go back to kind of that, you know, modern shooter. And a lot of people are asking for, you know, World War II stuff, and that might work. I don't really know. I think that it would be cool. One of the things that I do like is the movement system of all the new Call of Duties, and I don't like, you know, the jumping and all that, and the exo boosts and the exo jump and the run faster, jump higher, whatever. But I do like ground slides. I think that should stay in, because if you've ever seen a baseball game, you can slide on the ground, and it's really useful for getting out of a situation. I think that it's something that you should totally be able to use. I don't hate Black Ops 3, but it's not that fun of a game to me. It's definitely a game where I need to spend all my time paying attention. Jesus Christ, just shoot him, just shoot. Thank you. Oh my god, that was awful. I wasted 50 bullets shooting at one person. It's ridiculous. It's definitely a game that I play because it's enjoyable, but I can't play it for hours on end, which is something that was really fun about Black Ops 2, is that you could sit there, play it for a couple hours, and not even notice that you had been spending, 2 or 3 hours, because the games all kind of melded together and they were just fun. This one, there's too much time in between games, I feel like, and there's a lot of just extra stuff that I don't care about in a Call of Duty game. Like the supply drops and all that. But I'm not gonna say that I don't like Black Ops 3. That guy was just awful. I'm not gonna say that I don't like Black Ops 3. I'm not gonna say that it's the worst Call of Duty that was ever made, because it's not. It's an okay game. But when it comes to Call of Duty, you should be more than okay. You're a multi-billion-dollar franchise. And I think that at the very least, hopefully this next game that we get after Infinite Warfare, hopefully it'll be a good boots on the ground Call of Duty, which is something that we've all been asking for, but I don't know if we'll get. What I am hoping for, though, is that we do get a World War II or a World War I, or even like a Vietnam War era shooter. Something that we haven't had before, and something that's, I don't know, something that's just different. That's kind of all I'm hoping for, is something new, exciting, and different. Infinite Warfare, I really, really hope will be good. I don't know how good or how bad it will be. Oh, number 3, I hate you. Oh, I hate you. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. This has been your very first look into a real episode from me, Level 1. Have a great day.